Hi, folks. So, I am doing this reading because I was led to today. I really felt like there are people, or at least one person, that really needed to hear this today. So, I just decided to go ahead with it, even though things aren't exactly perfect as far as my setup and where I would eventually like to take it. But I honestly felt that the message was more important than the aesthetics of the reading. So I'm just going to go ahead and start. The major overall message for this reading is one of needing to take action. So I started out with by pulling some oracle cards because that is how I like to start my readings. Um, the first card I pulled was Choices from the Cosmic Reading Oracle deck. And then I have the Earth Magic deck and the Soul Trees deck. So to start out with, the Choices card is very much about making decisions or making a decision based on more than one choice. A lot of people, this energy right now is very intense, which is a huge part of the reason why I decided to go ahead and just record today. Because of the intensity of the energy, we are all kind of feeling the forward movement that a lot of the planets are finally taking. And I say that because a lot of planets were at one point over the last few months, a lot of the personal planets anyway, have been in retrograde motion. And this has caused a lot of us to hold off on making decisions that we will eventually need to make. So, and I'm so sorry I keep pausing, but I just want to make sure that I'm getting the correct message out there. So, the past energy is one of what kind of past and the present, it kind of flows together. So, a lot of this energy is dealing with the Two of Swords and the Four of Swords, which are very much about mental energy and knowing that we have choices and decisions to make, but we needed to take the time out to rest and relax and kind of review the choices, because in a lot of instances, and a lot of the people that I know personally that are going through this energy, there was more than one road to take. It wasn't just oh, I can do this or I can do this. It was, I can do this, or I could go here, or I could try this or that. And in a lot of cases, it wasn't just one option. There were opportunities to take, many different roads or go about it many different ways. And I think that a lot of people have, rightfully so, taken the time to just sit with the energy and try to patiently wait it out until it was time to move. Now, going back to the oracle cards, we have balance and nurturing, which all three cards together are really talking about finding the balance and using your intuition to decipher which course of action will ultimately lead you to nurturing your absolute highest good, your best possible outcome for yourself and for others around you. Because the choices card very much speaks to not only the way that your decisions will impact yourself, but also the way that your decisions will impact those around you. Because obviously, people can indirectly be affected by the decisions that you make. So we come to the Ace of Wands with the Nine of Swords, which is very much about trying to make sure that this new idea or this new beginning, because honestly, a lot of the decisions that I think that people are trying to make are completely new. It will take people in completely new directions. Perhaps direction that a year ago you wouldn't have even imagined you would be moving toward. So the Nine of Swords with the Ace of Wands, sorry about that. The Nine of Swords with the Ace of Wands is very much speaking about the fact that we've been mulling over this energy. We've been mentally in our heads about how to and when to take action for so long that it's almost like this torture for us. And the other thing that I really want to make sure I get across to everyone is that with the Nine of Swords, okay, so this Ace of Wands is completely surrounded by the Nine of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Two of Swords. So honestly, the thing that I'm getting from this combination is that, now stick with me here, the Nine of Swords can be a very stubborn energy. And I completely speak from experience because my sign tends to be very much about, the Nine of Swords kind of mentality. So I know from experience, and it's not a conscious or intentional stubbornness. It is a feeling of like a mental loop that we get stuck in. And the reason that I say that is the Nine of Swords is like a subconscious kind of energy. It's sleepless nights because it just keeps going around and around and around in your head. And you get to the point where your brain just won't shut off. And here's the kicker with that, though, is that we can get so comfortable, believe it or not, in that kind of headspace of just going around and around in circles that it will cause us to be blinded to our best course of action. It could literally be staring us right in the face, but because we're blindfolded, we can't see it. And the Four of Swords is like that, well, I'm going to take a rest and I'm just going to take a beat. But that Four of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Nine of Swords combination all together like that is like this comfort zone that we can get ourselves into if we don't consciously try to remove ourselves from this energy, because it's a consistent, it's like beating yourself up over and over again because we won't make a move. But then the beating ourselves up is also what is preventing us in that cycle to not make the move and to not take the action that's necessary, even if we are completely aware of what that action should be. So I really feel that there are people, or at least one person, that's out here resonating with this energy. And what I want to say to that person is the way out is by moving forward with whatever you already know to be the right course of action. And the movement forward will be how you are victorious, because you can't be victorious without the movement first. Because if there's no movement, then you're stuck and you're stagnant. And the other thing that I really want to point out is that if there is no movement, this outcome could change. This victory could change because, I mean, think about it. If we get to the point where we need to take action and we refuse to take action, normally what happens is either we lose the opportunity, at least the best course of action, it could be removed due to our inaction, or it could, the inaction could create a tower moment, because this energy is very much about manifestation. We've all been manifesting for months, and the universe is answering. And if we do not take action at all, and we stay in that comfort zone of just, well, at least if I don't make a decision, nothing will happen. Well, that's not what's going to happen. If we don't make a decision, then with all of this energy building up, what could happen is the energy has to have somewhere to go. So we create our own tower moment where the universe says, okay, you wanted this, and, we put it right here in front of you, and now you're not taking action. So there has to be somewhere for this to end up, because you can't just remain completely stagnant and expect that you can just hide away from it. So the best course of action with all this is to, in fact, just make or follow the decision that you already know to be the correct one. Take that course of action, move forward just like the chariot, and you will be victorious in the end. If in no other way, then you are no longer staying stuck in one spot. Now, I'm going to leave it right there. And I just very much felt that somebody needed to hear this today. So if it resonated, please like and please comment to me what you would like to see on this channel in the future. This is my very first video, and I honestly don't really have a specific plan as far as what kind of videos I would like to make. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I would really love it if people would give me comments, would you like to see monthly readings for each sign, or is the general energy something that you would prefer to see again more often than not? I'm definitely open to suggestion and to making sure that the content on the channel is something that people would like to see. So please like, subscribe, and just kind of give me some feedback. And I would absolutely love to see people responding and letting me know um, whether or not you liked it. So have a wonderful evening.